Well, I am with Rick Naylor from Visualscaping and French Prairie Perennials right in Aurora, and every year for GardenPalooza, you bring some lovely things and tell us all about how we should be landscaping. And so you have a great tip for us homeowners that, trying to pick out things for our gardens.
Well, visualscaping is part of the philosophy is year-round color. That's one of the things that we try to accomplish besides making your yard look really different. So one of the ways to accomplish that is using rare, unique, and unusual plants, which is what we do, of course. But using evergreens or using conifers, because there's such a wide variety now, using those as foundation plants, planting them in the right spots, you can make the yard look full year-round and still have year-round color. An example of that is this plant right here.
That's beautiful.
This is called Golden Showers. And it doesn't get super big, has kind of a weeping habit, but you see it has this bright variegation that stays year-round, and because the new growth has some more of the yellow in it. And it's a very striking plant.
Very much.
Makes a great foundation plant for the garden. The one next to it here is a little dwarf western red cedar called Grune Kugel, which whenever I say western red cedar, it scares the heck out of
it's like,
people.
woo, it's going to be big.
Right, but this is a true dwarf. It's only going to get about 3 feet tall by about 3 feet wide at maturity. Great thing about this plant is in the wintertime, it gets kind of a plum hue to it. It's a beautiful plant. It's come out of it now with the temperatures have warmed up in the last few weeks, but really nice plant for the garden because it has a really nice growth habit to it.
And it would look totally different. Look like you had two different plants in the garden.
Absolutely.
Cool.
So it evolves with the season.
Nice. And then this gold tip one.
Yeah, that's this dwarf Scotch pine called Moseri. Extremely slow growing plant. Again, the new growth is that very striking yellow.
Nice.
And it turns to kind of a lime green in the summer on the older growth, but a very long needle. Newer needles kind of come out in these little tufts like this of bright gold. So again, a plant that adds a tremendous amount of color to the garden, winter or summer.
And it's going to be more tall and narrow, like 3 foot by
3 to 4 feet tall by about 2 feet wide. So it's going to kind of a
Nice.
more of a cone shape to it. Yeah.
Even in a container would be great.
Absolutely.
Nice,
Absolutely.
nice. And then a totally different texture, this one with a little creamy edge.
Right, that's Pisces orientalis silver seedling, or sometimes called sulfur flush. It tends to have more of a prostrate growth habit to it unless you stake it, which we've done here. So we developed a central leader. Then you can get a little more height out of it. But if you don't want that and you want more of a prostrate look, just cut the central leader and let it kind of
Pretty on a bank.
out.
Even.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that'd be beautiful. And then this one is very striking, dark, this pretty green.
It's one of my favorite Hinoki cypresses. It's called Filicoides compacta. And the great thing I like about it is because it has a very open habit to it. And because it's so open and allows light to get in, it doesn't get the dead in it like a lot of the dense Hinokis do.
Yeah, yeah.
So it stays more green and more clean. And it's a bigger plant. It's going to get about 9 feet by about 4 feet wide. So somewhat columnar, but that kind of open habit. And when the wind blows, it has a lot of movement to it, which is really nice.
Nice. And then you always have such a beautiful collection of Japanese maple. So this is gorgeous.
This is I can say that.
Okay.
This is Kawahara rose,
Okay.
which comes out in the spring, this kind of salmony color. And then in the summertime, it'll get a little more pinky red in it with a little bit of green variegation. And it's not a very common Japanese maple, but it's very beautiful, very striking because it changes color again in the fall to an orange and pink and red.
Wow.
So.
Well, here at the store, you have this beautiful yard of plants, but you also have a gift shop. So I'm going to go in and talk to Kerry and see what's happening in there.
Good idea.
All right. Well, now I'm inside the shop with Kerry, and Kerry, you have such a cool, eclectic kind of mix of inside and outside artwork and gifts. So what's really kind of hot this spring?
Hot this spring is metal garden art. So we have some wonderful assortment of metal flowers of different sizes. We have blue herons.
Those
They're
are
always
cool.
a really good seller for us. We also have garden chimes. We have
Those rain chains are cool too.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
they're really
those.
cool. And bird feeders, sorted stuff, really. We have, like you said, an eclectic mix that really seems to have something for everyone in here.
Yeah, and downtown Aurora is just a really kind of cool place to come for an afternoon. After GardenPalooza, you can come by. You really can stash the car and walk around.
You can. We have a lot of eateries in town. We have a new one in town that many people are getting reservations for.
Wow.
But we also have German food. We have a lot of different assortment. We have our Aurora Colony Museum to visit, so you can get the history of the place. And we have several shops in town. We have some artists in town. We have someone that sells historic art. We have
neat.
the auction house across the street. And we have a flea market that's across the street once a month.
Wow, so
Yeah.
really something to do. Get your family, girlfriend, mom or sisters, and to come on and really enjoy the town.
We have a lot of groups that just spend the day here, walk around, and they can't believe they haven't been here.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right.
so it's really fun to find this place.
And so how do we find more information about French Prairie Perennials?
Well, we keep our Facebook page pretty well up to date and posted, so if you could go to French Prairie Perennials on Facebook, that'd be great. Of course, if you can access our website, try it. Some days I can't, and other days other people can, but that's one way to do it. And we have our Downtown Merchants Association, which is Aurora Colony Visitors Association.
Oh, great. Well, you know, it's like a couple minutes from Fur Point Farms where GardenPalooza is today, or you can come another day, but come on out to French Prairie Perennials and see the beautiful nursery stock they have and the cool stock in the shop. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for coming out.